All right, guys, before we jump into the video, if you guys have not signed up for the giveaway that we're doing right now with the Army Painter for their new player sets for their new Game Master line, which is an entire paint line dedicated just to D&D players, not war gamers, do not forget to do that, okay? We've got a few days left. Link is down in the description box below, so go sign up for that. And this competition is global, so anybody, anywhere can go sign up for that. Just a little friendly reminder. Hey, Cody, what's the highest possible AC you can get in D&D 5e? Someone on YouTube said it was 77, but is that true? Love your videos, by the way. First off, thanks. Secondly, we can do better than 77. We can do a lot better, in fact. Let's start with a few ground rules because we'll need some ground rules. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure the answer, rules as written, is infinite. And that's a very boring answer. So let's stipulate no wish spell. Manuals are fair game, but only one copy of each. Only one blessing from our friendly neighborhood deity and only one boon as well. Ally buffs and spells are fair game, and so is legendary items. First off, we've got to get our ability scores figured out, and I had to make a choice here, right? Option one, I could do the far more common point buy, which might limit us a bit on multiclassing, but technically, rules as written is 46 drop the lowest, with point buy being a variant rule. And since we're theory crafting rules as written, we'll go ahead and take our 18s in at least wisdom, dexterity, charisma, and intelligence. The other scores don't matter, but whatever. 18s for everything sounds fun, so why not? For our race, we want to go Warforged to pick up that sweet +1 bonus, and we're going to forego the player characters as lycanthrope rules from the monster manual because it specifically says players can't speak, and we're going to do a lot more than just speak. In fact, we're going to be singing, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Okay, so let's start tabulating everything. We have a base armor of 10 +1 for Warforged, and we're ultimately going to get enough ASIs to get our wisdom and dexterity to 20 each, which will come into play for our Kinsai Monk, which will need at least 3 levels in. With Unarmored Defense, we'll now pick up a +10 bonus, bringing us up to a 21 AC. Next up, we'll need at least 10 levels in Battlemaster Fighter, which gives us 3 different ASIs, the third of which we will use to pick up that dual wielder feat for another +1 AC bonus. After that, we'll need at least 5 levels in College of Swords Bard, yes, which gives us that 4th ASI, and it allows us to get our intelligence to 20 as well. And the reason that that is important is because for the last 2 levels, we're going to need to use those on the Blade Singing Wizard, which puts some really interesting restrictions on us for what kinds of armor and or shields we're going to be using, which is actually neither of them. Speaking of equipment, let's load up on some legendary items. For the highest possible achievable AC in all of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, we're going to need at least 2 of them. The Defender Sword, which will want to be a finesse weapon for our Kinsei Monk, and any of the 5 different dragon masks. Okay, these each have a fantastic feature that allows us not to replace, but to add our charisma modifier to our armor class. And finally, we have one more attunement slot, which can be spent on either Bracers of Defense or a Staff of Power. The staff completes our requirements for our dual wielder feat, so we'll just go for that, but either are fine. And now we need to put on our reading glasses because we're going to be spending the next month reading each of the following: the Manual of Quickness of Action, the Tome of Understanding, the Tome of Clear Thought, and the Tome of Leadership and Influence. Each of these are going to increase not just our ability scores, but also that maximum that we can have. And yes, I know that you can read them again or find a different copy or time travel or whatever, but they lose their power and they don't recharge for 100 years. So instead of cheesing it, I'm sticking by that restriction at the beginning of this video for just 1 tome each. So now that we've done that, let's look at our adjusted ability scores, giving us 22 dexterity, 22 wisdom, 22 intelligence, and 20 charisma. That brings our new AC to 23 with just unarmored defense. With our now +5 modifier in charisma and our dragon mask, we pick up another 5 AC. Our defender sword gives us 3 more, and our staff of power gives us yet another +2 bonus to our AC. And we can't forget our dual wielder feat for another +1 bonus, bringing us to a total of 34 AC altogether. Now, all we have to do is help a god, because deities like it when you help them. They even have been known to grant their servants, like, I don't know, epic boons, like the one listed in the Dungeon Master's Guide in Chapter 7. And more specifically, we're interested in this part, where it very specifically gives an example for Dungeon Masters that would allow a player character to be granted a flat +2 bonus to an ability score like dexterity. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get a blessing from a divine being, maybe the same, maybe a different one as well. This blessing of protection here looks pretty good, so now we're up to 36 AC. On to the class abilities, because these can get a little complicated if we're not using them exactly right. First off, we'll need to start with our Blade Song, which lasts for a full minute, so we've got plenty of time to activate it and do other stuff. That's another +6 AC with that pumped up 22 intelligence. Then we'll need to take the attack action to trigger both our Bardic Blade Flourish and our Kinsai Monk's Agile Parry. Now, I know what you're thinking, all right? Agile Parry says very clearly unarmed strike is needed to trigger the parry, and we are in fact holding 2 weapons for that dual wielder feat. You're right, but unarmed strikes can also be kicks or headbutts according to the rules, so we are all good there, no worries. The Blade Flourish gives us a +8 on a perfect roll, and the parry gives us another +2, bringing us to 52 AC. But we have one more class ability that's really, really important here, and important to understand how it works. Our Battle Master's Evasive Footwork, which only works while we're moving. But with a perfect roll there, we pick up another 10 AC. Plus, in the right conditions, we can still grab that 3/4 cover bonus for another +5 to our AC. Yes, melee attacks of opportunity can still be subject to cover. Or, of course, we could have had an enemy archer that's like holding an attack action that would trigger that, so that's fine too. This now brings us up to 67 AC, and we're still climbing. So far, everything we've got our AC bonuses for have all basically been on our own, but we have allies, and allies are awesome. For this theory craft, we're gonna pretend like we have a lot of friends, and a big like 6 to 8 person party. I mean, hey, if Critical Role can do it every week, I can do it too. Even if I just have to pretend to have that many friends. First off, we need one of them to be a little more than friends, like a lot more than friends, because we kind of need to marry one. When we do this, that's going to give us 2 more AC from a little ritual called Ceremony, which might be the single least used AC bonus in the game, but it's there and it counts. After that, we want our friends to throw us some magic in the form of Haste for another +2 AC, Shield of Faith for 2 more AC, and Warding Bond for 1 more point of AC. Bring our armor class now to a whopping 74 points. But we need more support from our friends. In fact, we need them to rush to our aid with their abilities. So our Battle Master Fighter ally is going to use Bait and Switch to move us before our turn, and that gives us another 12 AC on a perfect roll. And we're also going to need our Valor Bard ally to grant us a little combat inspiration for yet another +12 AC on a perfect roll, bringing us to an AC of 98. Note, this is going to eat up our one and only reaction, but a +12 AC bonus for that reaction is definitely worth it. As far as not getting hit goes, we've only got one more little bonus that's going to do us any good at all, and that's going to come in the form of the protective aura from none other than Rod of Alertness. The caveat is that we're of course all attuned out, so we're going to have to count on one of our allies to bring this to the party, so to speak, and that brings us up to a whopping 99 AC, just 1 point shy of that perfect 100. But this is about theory crafting, so we're not worried about whether we're going to get hit. Not getting hit with the super high AC is for amateurs. What we really want to do is get hit so that we can see that AC soar up even higher. And that's going to let our super friends jump in with another plus AC bonus from our Cavalier's warding maneuver. And finally, another 5 from the glorious defense Our Glory Paladin is going to get us. I don't know how you say glory without doing that. Bring our new total AC to what I believe to be the highest possible obtainable AC in all of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, according to the rules as they've been written, as well as a few restrictions that I sort of put on ourselves of 112 AC. But Cody, wouldn't the Cavalier and Glory Paladin be able to raise the AC and ultimately prevent you from getting hit anyways? Why do we have to get hit? Well, technically against a homebrewed monster, sure, it could work, but seeing as how both Tiamat and the Tarrasque only have a plus 19 to hit us in the first place, meaning that everything over, 38, would only hit us on a crit. If something hits us at 99 AC, it's gonna hit us at 112 AC. But it's still fun to see that final number get just that unbelievably big. So much for bounded accuracy. I cannot, for the life of me, find that last missing 1 point of AC to get us to that perfect 100. But I want to pass it over to you guys in the community to ask the most important question I've ever asked. What did I miss here? Can you guys beat 112 AC under these parameters? I looked at all sorts of different class combos and everything that I came up with, like the shield spell as a reaction, or the barbarian's super cool form of the beast reaction, the ranger's multi-attack defense. All of these things ended up bringing the total number down, but maybe I missed something, one more magic item out there, I don't know. But for now, I'm claiming the title, so let me know what you guys come up with in the comments down below. Also, hopefully, some of these weird class combos will maybe inspire you when making the next party tank to think outside the box and come up with something a little wacky to basically just ruin all your DM's plans. So, sorry DMs, no regrets. And as a final note, I think I didn't actually do this in the math. This is just a little ad lib at the end of the video here. I reached out to my buddy when I was talking about this, and I think that Jeremy Crawford said somewhere on Twitter or a sage advice or something that players were soft capped at 30 to get those ability scores up. So even if you didn't use the parameters that I used in this video and you kept reading tomes or finding new tomes and manuals to get the rest of those stats all the way to 30, I think if that's the case, I think the final number ended up being 127 AC. So for those of you guys out there, there's also that number if you were just curious. And of course, if you don't cap it, the number's infinite. So again, a very boring answer. I want to give a massive shout out and thank you to all of my incredible patrons over at welcomeadventures.com. Guys, thank you so much. It's because of you that I get to keep doing what I love. And for that, I'm just incredibly grateful. If you guys like what I do here, you want to support more content like this and snag some rewards for yourself, welcomeadventures.com, that's the place to be. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Cody, and may your games be filled with awesome memories and even better friends. I'll catch you guys next time. Get those ACs up, baby. Let's go.